So now we're starting our area unit and perimeter as well. And one thing I want to review is how to use area formulas. And really this also applies to perimeter formulas. What are the area and perimeter formulas? Well, for a triangle, the perimeter is add up all three sides. For rectangles and squares, the sides are the bases and the height, so you add up all four sides. Same thing for parallelograms, except they're not the height's not necessarily one of the sides. So you actually have to go and individually add up the sides. Same thing for trapezoids. For circles, we don't really call it perimeter, we call it circumference, but it's the same idea. It's a linear length around a circle. So 2 pi r, or 2 pi times the diameter. And then for area of a triangle, we have 1/2 base times height. Rectangles, we have base times height. And you've been using these formulas since early middle school. Parallelograms, it's the same. The only reason I have two rows here is because the perimeter is a little different between the two. For trapezoids, the area is 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times height. And I'm wondering if you recognize that the mid-segment is actually in that formula. Do you see where it is? And finally, for circles, we have areas pi r squared. It is very important that you use both sides of the formula. So if you're doing area, you really should write down A. If you're doing perimeter, you really should write down P or C if you're doing circumference. So write down the entire formula for the given figure. If you were given the perimeter or area, then this value is actually going to go on the left side where A or P is. It's not going over on the other side. Don't try to fit it into some value that is not. Then you substitute your other known values into the right side of the equation, like your base or your height or your radius, and you solve for the unknown. In this example, I am looking at a trapezoid, and I want to solve for the height. I know the area is 45 inches squared. Now, the formula, first step, write down the formula, base 1 and base 2. And the question is, what's the height? Well, I really don't know. Not from here. The 7 inches, that's just extra information. That's actually not going to really help me out here. I'd be tempted to do a right triangle, but I don't know how big the bottom of this right triangle, the base of the right triangle would be. So I can't really use this information to find height. But I can use the area formula. So I'm going to put 45 in for the area. See, it's on the left side of the equation. I'm putting 4 in for base 1 and 8 in for base 2. Does it really change if I switch 8 and 4? No, they add up to the same thing, which is 12. And then when I take half of 12, I'm going to get 6. So I know 45 is 6 times the height. Divide both sides by 6, and I get 7.5 inches for the height. So again, we just write down the formula, substitute in what we know, and then solve for the unknown. So for further reflection, how do you identify the height and the bases for the different polygons? That's just to kind of help you review what the different area formulas are. And also, how could we use the mid-segment of a trapezoid to find area? And when could the height be outside of a polygon? Both your example and your individual practice should be good instances of that.